This Tesla tray is really cool. It folds out, fits on either side of the car, allows you to work on your laptop, eat food wherever you want, and puts no wear and tear anywhere on your car. Right, now let's get into the box. So the company that sent this out to me is a company named JOWUA, and they make all kinds of really unique products. And one thing about JOWUA is with all their products, they're a little bit unique than other players in the field. Meaning I never know quite what to expect when I open up one of their products. For example, their floor mats in the Model Y have a spot to put a little garbage can or a Kleenex box that they custom made. And like most of these that I've seen that are quite plain, look at this one. I mean, what? Take a look at this. It folds out. Awesome. I mean, you can imagine sitting in your car and got yourself a full-on table. I mean, man, shoot, I'm gonna end up using this thing all over the place in my front room to work or anywhere. That's pretty sweet. Not at all what I was expecting. You know, I was expecting like all the other tables to just sort of flip over the steering wheel. Now, the way that JOWUA designed this was that it's supposed to sit on the center console and the armrest. So you can have one on the driver's side and the passenger side. And they built them just the right length and width that you can have one on both passenger and driver at the same time. You got a nice grippy material here. You can have food on. Again, you can work on it, play your games. And then when it comes to storing it, they fit right in your front 2 at a time, and they fit and kind of mold right where they're supposed to be in that slot. It's pretty smart thinking. I definitely have to say though that the materials in the build of this is actually quite phenomenal. It feels solid. There's nothing plastic about this. This is, well, it feels like wood. This is kind of a rubbery, soft, spongy type of wood. It's got 3 sturdy hinges in the middle, each side held down by 3 different screws on the back. It's even got this nice rubbery feel right here for gripping it with your hands, and when it grips onto your armrest and your center console, it's not going to be rubbing on this rougher material, but instead this nice non-slip material to keep it nice and sturdy. And also when it closes, it's nice and quiet. The only thing to do now is go out to the car and try it on ourselves and see how sturdy it is, see how well it does actually fit in the front, and to see if this is actually as, I don't know, cool as it looks. Now, JOWUA says this will fit in all the different versions of the Tesla. So no matter what you drive, if you're looking for something like this should fit. But enough screwing around. Let's try this thing out. Now, it's big, right? I mean, this is about the size of the steering wheel when it's folded. So let's see how easy this is to open up and how cumbersome. So open it up here and then rest it just like that. Oh my gosh. See, already there's a couple things that I'm going to tell you right now that are an improvement over the typical table you get from multiple other companies that we reviewed here on the channel. The first thing is that you're in no way putting wear and tear on the steering wheel. A lot of these products that we look at have wear points, whether they're on the dash or the steering wheel, other places. But this doesn't, because it's resting, and again, on the nice little rubber stick pads right here, as well as it's got a little slot right here, so it's not even resting here on your handle. But it's nice and firm right there like that. Now, if you move your chair all the way back like this, you're gonna have a lot more extra space, and this pretty much is gonna just stay in one spot. And let's check now all the different pressure points and see what kind of stability we have. Obviously, back here, you know, I'm putting pressure. You can see my finger bending there. In the middle, it's going to have, you know, pretty good pressure. And again, more than you're ever going to really need, I would suspect, what you're going to put on here. If you press over here, I would imagine this is going to be the weakest point. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get a little pressure if you pushed it down over there. Obviously, right here is strong. This is the only area here it's not resting on something. And this is obviously made for both sides of the car, because this cutout would be if the passenger was using it over on that side. So in the past, if you didn't have any kind of a table and you wanted to work on a laptop, maybe you work from your car, maybe you're a real estate agent or something where you work in your car often, and you wanted to work, you had to kind of work from your lap here, which, of course, you know, can work. Take my Alienware computer laptop right now. This is a 15-inch laptop. Okay, you do definitely feel your hands being pulled back here. You are restricted by the steering wheel, but it's functional, but you have no space. If you wanted to use a mouse, that would be out of the question, as well as anywhere to write or have anything else. Obviously, that's not going to work. But when we add this table into the picture, what it does is it elevates it quite a bit, allows it to lay back behind the steering wheel, or right onto the steering wheel, which is super cool. And it puts it, I mean, your arms are still back here. I normally would be probably out here, but it's still the best setup that I've seen yet. You would be able to use a mouse, especially if you move this over over just a little bit, you'd be able to use a mouse right here. In fact, this actually kind of would act a bit of a mouse pad, which would be kind of nice, and this would work. And I think this would be the biggest challenge, would be to use a big laptop like this inside of here. Obviously, if you can do this, you can use, you know, eat your lunch and everything else. That's not going to be an issue. And then when you're done, just simply take it, fold it, set it aside. Let's go see how well it fits in the front. So now the frunk on a Model 3, which is what in the images we saw earlier, and that is on JOWUA's site, are a little bit different than the Model Y, obviously. So I wonder how this is going to fit in here. This is not what it was advertised for, but we're going to take a look anyway. I think it showed it like this. Yeah, it did. This and another one side by side on the Model 3, but that is obviously not going to work in here because this is actually more narrow like this inside of the Model Y. It's deeper and wider a little bit, but it's more shallow this direction. But what we can do is just flip it a little bit like that, and then it fits in no problem. I don't have a second one to test it, but I would suspect that if this one's twisted that way and then you put the other one this way, that they would sort of fit into each other. Maybe a little overlap, but of course you always just have the trunk. And on second thought, if you have a Model Y, I definitely would recommend not putting them into the frunk. They're gonna slide around and probably scratch it up, just not worth it. I found they fit in the little cubby holes in the trunk just fine, take up almost no space, and that's a much better option. Overall, I absolutely love this product. They don't put any wear and tear on the car. They have a much bigger surface area than any of the ones I've reviewed so far. The materials certainly feel higher class, higher quality, just like your Tesla. And these are definitely built and designed for Tesla specifically versus just any other car. Now, JOWUA sells these for $79.95. Of course, I have a discount code for you guys I'll put down below in the description for 5% off. Let me know what you think of this product down below in the comments. Whether you like it or hate it, I want to know about it. Like always, I'm not saying you should buy this. I'm just showing you guys what's out there. So in case you're looking, well, here you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.